I decided I wanted to turn on the camera before I got too ahead of myself. I'm tackling my fabric collection today. I love this button, it's so pretty. Ballet Rose Bouquet fabric, lace for just $2. I mean, that's a huge reason why all the fabric I use is secondhand, but this is so much nicer than it was before. Is too stinking cute. I don't know how much of it I'll actually get done today because I do want to sew. I didn't do any sewing yesterday. My room was just too much of a mess, but I got some of the floor cleared up and I do want to tackle my fabric collection. I want to start working on my new ReSpun collection. It's going to be a little bit more Valentine's Day, so there's going to be some hearts and some cutesy fabrics, but they're all kind of like in the middle of this mess. I do like when my fabrics are color coordinated, but I am kind of thinking I might want to try a different system where it is pattern coordinated. For example, I think I might like having all my gingham fabrics in one stack, but yeah, this just easily gets super messy when I'm starting a new project or I'm starting a new collection. And as of right now, I don't have plans to get like a new fabric system. This is just a vintage rattan shelf that I have, and it is what holds my fabrics and a lot of my quilt batting. So yeah, I'm not going to change up my system, but I do want to change up a little bit of how the fabric's organized, and obviously like we need to fix whatever is going on over here. This is a really awesome vintage tablecloth, I'm pretty sure, that my mom actually found for me on Facebook. And how awesome is this? With all the strawberries. I'm so excited about this. I only have a small amount of it, but I'm a part of a ton of fabric Facebook groups where people sell and exchange fabrics. And this is a vintage strawberry fabric from Concord, I believe. It's pretty hard to find. I've been able to find it at an estate sale before, only once. It was only a very small amount. I actually did order some on Etsy, but I found this version of it that is actually pre-quilted. Really love this fabric. It's like one of my favorite strawberry fabrics. It is vintage and obviously no longer in print, and it's just awesome. I kind of want to make myself a like sewing machine pad that I can put underneath my sewing machine that's kind of like minimize the amount of sound maybe and movement from my machine. And this fabric is kind of fun. It's not really the vibe, like it's not really my vibe, but I do have quite a bit of it. I kind of feel like it would be a cute use of this fabric. These fabrics are my favorite print. They're vintage Daisy Kingdom. The print is called Ballet Rose Bouquet, and it comes in these 4 sweet colors: yellow, pink, green, and then this blue. These are very cherished. One thing that is not good about being a vintage and secondhand fabric user with a scarcity mindset is that like these are not in print. Like whatever is on this earth is all that there is. Kind of makes me like sometimes not want to use these, but I love Daisy Kingdom fabrics. That is like my favorite vintage fabric brand. And this year I kind of want to create like textile art, like sew something that I can hang up on my wall as kind of like a tribute and to show off my collection of Daisy Kingdom. And obviously these will be included in that. It was honestly these 2 fabrics from Daisy Kingdom kind of started it all for me. My very first collection of fabrics that I ever got was from Facebook Marketplace. This woman was selling her 92-year-old mother's fabric collection. I spent like $40 on 4 bags full of fabric, and this cherries on this like blue plaid. Fell in love with this, and it happened to be Daisy Kingdom. And then the pink Ballet Rose Bouquet fabric, I just thought that this was like the sweetest print. I thought both of these were such sweet, cute prints. And then I just got super into Daisy Kingdom and wanted to like start collecting the fabric. This is another Daisy Kingdom print. It might be called All Over Berries or something. I just love these fabrics. They are so cute, really like my style of what kind of prints I like to work with, and I just adore them so much. Okay, everything is on the floor now, and this is the point where I regret that I've done this. But I've been putting together a small stack of all the gingham fabric that I have as I've gone, so at least I have that going for me. I'm taking a little break from organizing my fabric to get started on my Valentine's Day collection. I still need to finish these simple totes. I'm making 4 of them, but I have a lot of this really cute hearts fabric that I think would look pretty cute as a simple tote. So I grabbed my pattern that I made and I'm going to cut out some pieces. I don't know how people use rotary cutters without rulers. I always feel like I'm gonna make a mistake. I really want to come out with something new for this collection, and I decided on Kindle sleeves. I think I might make some book sleeves as well. I was kind of avoiding doing the elastic and button closure, but ultimately I have too many cute buttons. Like, this would be really cute. I love this button, it's so pretty. I'm going to do the elastic closure with the button though, because I just think the buttons are really cute. And of course, these little Kindle sleeves will be decorated, kind of sorting out what kind of lace I want to do. Barely done anything to them, but they're already looking so cute. After I stopped filming yesterday, I ended up coming up with this little design, but it ended up being a little bit too small for my Kindle. I only gave myself 1-inch seam allowance on both sides, and I definitely should have done 2, but it's fine. I'm working on something else right now. I'm working on this one right now. I'll probably come back and do another hearts one. This is just too cute. But today's Friday, and this morning there were a couple of estate sales that I went to. I wanted to film them and I brought my camera inside, but then my camera didn't turn on and I found out that I forgot the battery at home. But I didn't get much. The pictures were kind of making me believe that there was a sewing room in this house, but it wasn't really a sewing room. She did definitely have sewing supplies, but no fabric. There wasn't like even a sewing machine. I think that this one was probably just downsizing. But I got a bag of lace for just $2. This lace is definitely what caught my eye. It's like kind of double lace with this red ribbon inside of it. It's gorgeous. Just this eyelet lace, some black lace, this gorgeous lace that has these like pearl beads on it. I'd say that this is more like trim. It's kind of this like pinky hue, really fine mesh. Just some like pink embroidery, really pretty. Larger pieces of lace that's like slightly ruffled, and then some of this nice trim as well. There were a lot of buttons, and there was actually this really cool button catalog that she had. Like, it had buttons inside of it, but you can order from the catalog. And I really wanted that book, but it was $10 for a book full of buttons that don't have matches. I don't know. I would have found use for it, but not for 10 bucks. And then I got this bag of embroidery string, but I actually got it because there's a small amount of elastic in here, and I can use the elastic for my Kindle pouches. I was kind of not sure what I was going to do with those, but I saw this small amount of elastic this morning at the estate sale. It's perfect, and it's pink, so it's like very cute and on theme. But then the last thing I got at that sale this morning, I got this bag for $6, and it is a bunch of heavy duty snaps. Yeah, just like a bunch of these snaps that I can use on bags, and also what was really important about the bag too is that it came with the hardware. That was a really good steal. And I have a ton of them. But yeah, that was a good sale. I spent like a little over $10 for all of this. She did have 2 vintage dress forms, which I am interested in getting a dress form. I feel like when I get like a mannequin or a dress form is really when I'll be ready to do clothes. I just don't like not having something that I can set the pieces that I'm working on that I can see that's like not my own body. Yeah, that's kind of my mental block with clothes right now. I would really love to do clothes this year though. Like it's one of my goals is to start sewing clothes or mending them. Like even if I find something at a thrift store that I like have a different vision for, I want to be able to do that successfully by the end of the year. And yeah, now that I have some elastic, I'll finish sewing together this. I made this bigger so that it should fit the Kindle just fine. So cute. I really wish that it fit, or like I just did it right the first time. But it's fine. I'm sure I'll have like another use for this. I can put pens in it or something. This is how my collection's coming along. It's looking really good. And I've actually found some fabrics that I am going to get rid of. Now I just have a bunch of these borderline scrap pieces of fabric. There's a lot of like pieces that I don't know what to do with, but I'm getting these sorted out today. I wanted to show a little update on the Kindle sleeve that I was working on yesterday. So it came out really cute. I ended up doing actually 2 applique hearts on it. This is not one that I'm going to be selling because there are a couple of things I don't love about it. Like the elastic didn't get super centered. It was honestly very hard to sew the elastic. Like the needle kept pushing the elastic where I did not want it to go. So that wasn't great. I also feel like I made the elastic a little bit too long. It's like fine and secure, but yeah, I just don't think I'm gonna be selling this one. I don't know why I don't listen to myself, because instead of adding 2 inches to the design, I did 1.5 instead, because I didn't want the Kindle to be swimming in here. And it's fine, like the Kindle actually fits really well, but it's almost like a little bit too snug. Like you have to kind of work to get the Kindle inside of the sleeve, and that's not really something I want. Like I want people to be able to just slide the Kindle right in there instead of having to work to get it in. 3rd time is a charm. That is a saying that I pretty much live by with my sewing, is if I do it 3 times, the 3rd time is a charm. So yeah, I'm going to work on my 3rd Kindle sleeve today and hopefully perfect it. So these are the fabrics I decided to get rid of. I'm usually sourcing my vintage fabrics from estate sales, sometimes thrift stores, and a lot of times those places like to group fabrics together. So when that happens, I do end up with fabrics that I don't really see myself using. I will end up with fabrics that I absolutely love, so it's worth it for me to get the bundle of fabrics. So yeah, these are just some fabrics that I am parting ways with. They're just ones I can't really see myself using. They're not really inspiring me at all. And then some of these fabrics I have used before, but yeah, I just can't really see myself using them again. I live in Charlotte and we have a really awesome secondhand craft store called Upcycle Arts that I will be taking my fabric to. I also have some other things that I'm going to bring over there, like lace and notions that I just cannot see myself using, but I'm so happy that we have that type of craft store here in Charlotte. One, most of my supplies is secondhand. It's really affordable, and I like donating my stuff to Upcycle Arts because not only do I know that the people shopping there are looking for the type of stuff that I'm donating, but also the employees will obviously know what to do with it. Before Upcycle Arts even existed, I would take fabrics and stuff that I didn't use to the thrift store, and I always feared that the thrift store would opt to like throw them away. Thrift stores probably throw away so much more than we even know. I mean, that's a huge reason why all the fabric I use is secondhand. It's just like all of this would get thrown away otherwise. I just feel like though a lot of my local thrift stores do not carry fabric, and I know that they receive fabric. Like there's no way, with the amount of donations that they have and the amount of sewists out there, there's no way that thrift stores don't actually end up with fabric. I just feel like at this point it's easier for them to probably throw it away. This is obviously just a theory of mine. I don't know for this to be true, but I definitely have a difficult time finding fabric at my local thrift stores because they just don't have it. Part of me believes it's not because they don't get any of it in. I do believe that they probably end up throwing most of it away because they feel like it is just a waste of time and it probably won't sell. So that's why I like to take my fabrics that I don't want to upcycle art. I just know that it will actually get used there. This is a little overview of my fabric collection now. I even ended up cleaning up the top part of this bin. The thing about my craft room is everything is a storage opportunity. Things are going to be piled on top of each other because I just have so much. This always ends up being a mess. It is just like an easy dumping ground for me. Super bad habit, but it just is what it is. But this is so much nicer than it was before. So this is what I ended up doing for my fabric collection. Right here I have all the food related fabrics. This cute little cherries fabric, this really cute dessert one. This is another Daisy Kingdom fabric that I didn't get into, but it's freaking adorable. This peppers one I like a lot. It's a Timeless Treasures. Some of this I cannot totally confirm is vintage or not. I believe for something to be vintage, it has to be either 20 years old or 25 years old. I'm pretty sure Daisy Kingdom went out of business early 2000s. Timeless Treasure is still printing fabric, so I don't know if the Timeless Treasure fabrics that I do have are confirmed vintage. Some of them might be super old but still in print. I'm not entirely sure. All my fabrics are always secondhand. This fabric that I have is so special, but it is of these women golfing, and I actually sourced this fabric for a tote bag that I did for my grandma. This is where I have all of my floral fabrics, floral and food fabrics. I have about the same amount of. This stack is all of my animal related fabric. So I have cats right here, this adorable Chihuahua print, more cats, more dogs, this cow print. This cat fabric I'm saving for something super special. I cannot believe that something this adorable even exists. Like, I just cannot believe it. This stack is a little bit miscellaneous. All my gingham fabric is right here. Again, another miscellaneous pile. I have some star fabrics here, and then again, just more miscellaneous, not really things that I can categorize. And then my fabrics over here, I started doing striped, and then it became stripes and dots. And then it's mainly stripes and dots. I have this random like diamond print right here. But yeah, that is my vintage and secondhand fabric collection, all beautifully organized. We'll see how long this lasts. Also, I should have mentioned earlier that I ended up making myself one of those sewing pads that I was talking about earlier. It came out pretty cute. I used bias tape, which I'm not super used to using. Did give me a little bit of trouble. The bias tape wasn't quite big enough, so I kept having to cut the seam allowance. And I ended up using this other sewing themed fabric for the back of it. I do like this side better. I'm actually coming around to it. I said it wasn't my vibe, but I'm coming around to it. But I definitely think it does help with the sound of the machine, and it for sure helps with the shaking of the table. I feel like the ultimate test would be to see if my camera shakes while I'm sewing. I'm taking a break from my Kindle sleeves to start working on some tote bags. I am all over the place with my process, and that's something I'm really excited about, kind of doing my own thing with this, is because I can plan out and do any of this however I want. I just feel like I need to embrace the fact that I'm not going to be doing things in order, and I don't have to do things in order because I tend to put a lot of pressure on myself to like focus on one thing because I feel like that is what I'm supposed to be doing, but I just know my brain works better when I can jump around. So I really wanted to start on my tote bags. I knew that I needed to get started on my tote bags, so I'm starting on my tote bags. This adorable navy heart bear fabric is too stinking cute, and I'm so happy that I found some fabrics in my collection already that I thought would go really well with it. First Patrick panel done. I'm obsessed. This is so cute. If you're liking this and thinking you might want to buy the tote bag, just a reminder that everything is one of a kind. So this will be the only tote bag with this pattern. So if you're interested in it, make sure that you're keeping a lookout for my next drop. I would love to have things ready for ReSpun on January 16th, which is a Thursday. While I was stitching this together, I was kind of thinking about the Kindle sleeves and how I might not be ready to launch those on January 16th. There's still like some things I want to tweak about it and the design of it. Like, I'm kind of second guessing the applique. I would love to get your opinion though on the applique and whether you liked it and want to see it incorporated in my designs. But January 16th, definitely expect some tote bags, and I'll be announcing when those products go live on my Instagram. Make sure you're following me at ReSpun by Chessie on Instagram. Also, you can find me ReSpun by Chessie on TikTok as well. I don't know what's going on with TikTok. Honestly, I am really into my long form content again. I just always knew that long form content was like my space and that's what I like making the best. But I didn't have a good groove with it with my sewing stuff. I was kind of dipping my toes with sewing content, with the short form content on TikTok and like Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts even. But yeah, my long form content I really missed and I've been really enjoying this. I'm already excited to start my next video. But I'm going to wrap up today's video. I'm going to keep on sewing for my January 16th launch. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today while I organized my vintage fabric collection, did a little bit of sewing, did a little bit of test sewing, and my little estate sale haul. I've been getting a little bit of new followers lately. Hopefully it is all people that share the similar interest to crafting and sewing. I would love if you guys could leave in the comments down below something that you're currently working on or a sewing project that you're looking forward to beginning. But that is going to be it from me today. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed. If you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so, and hopefully I see you next time.